So I had an amazing ask girl from Dele who is currently dieting and he wants to know how to increase his energy. Now remember, if you've got any questions for me and you want a personalized video response, then all you need to do is DM me your questions, hashtag ask girl, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. So Dele has currently gone back to dieting and he wants to know how to increase his energy. Now it's important that we need to remember that dieting, i.e. a calorie deficit where you're losing weight, is a stressor for the body. This means that it disrupts what's called homeostasis, which is your body's optimal functioning environment. And what we need to do to make sure that your energy levels stay high is keep your homeostatic state as optimal as possible. Now this is a widespread topic, so what I'm going to do is refine the advice that I give you into 3 key points. Now, first of all, it's great that you're using Huel. Huel is a good macronutrient and micronutrient blend, which is basically a meal replacement. So Dele is basically at the moment replacing 2 of his meals a day with a shake and then consuming 1 meal a day. Now, although this will put you on quite a high calorie deficit, it is not completely necessary. What I would advise you do, because obviously being a dried protein or dried macronutrient and micronutrient blend, there are a lot of micronutrients that Huel will miss out on, as well as the fact that it's not going to be as hydrated or as hydrating as fruit and veg, and also that it's probably not going to leave you as satisfied as eating a good dosage of whole plant whole foods. So what I'd actually recommend that you do, and this will make very, very little difference to your dieting whatsoever, is make sure that you're snacking on fruit and veg in between your shakes, and you can really eat as much as you like. It is really not going to make much difference at all when it comes to your weight loss or your dieting. When you consume these fruits and veg, what I need you to do is make sure that you vary the colors of the fruit and veg as much as possible. You don't have to be too specific about this, but basically just eat the rainbow. Now, when it comes to if you wanted to consume fruits and veg that will boost your energy, I would really advise that you consume fruits and veg that have a dark green or a dark red color to them. This will be, for example, beetroot or kale, spinach, or red cabbage, for example. The reason why is they're very high in iron and very high in vitamins such as vitamin C, which is really good for tissue repair, and as well as antioxidants, which helps to reduce chemical damage to cells that we might experience through eating, for example, fast food or even from doing exercise. The most common missed out factor when it comes to homeostasis is sleep. Now, I don't expect you to sleep for a full 8 hours, but I'd recommend that you definitely give yourself the opportunity to sleep for 8 hours. This means that for 8 hours, you're in a darkened room without technology, and the room has to be fairly cool. Your body wants to go into a state of, or it wants to reduce its temperature when you sleep. If it's too hot, then that will disrupt the quality of your sleep. Also, what you can do is, rather than use technology, you can read a book or listen to music. If you're reading a Kindle or a pad, then make sure that it's eye friendly. So you want to reduce the blue light, and you can do that through your settings on the pad. As well as this, there are some good supplements that you can take before you go to sleep, one being ZMA and the other being Calms, which are 2 supplements which can really help you to get a really good, decent night's sleep. Refrain from alcohol before you sleep as well, because although you think you sleep deeper, you don't. You actually don't go into the deep end REM sleep, which is what we really need to make sure that we get a good solid night's rest. And the last one is exercise. I need you to make sure that you're exercising at least 30 minutes a day, or we can say at least 3 hours a week. Making sure that the intensity of your exercise does not go above an 8 out of 10. Otherwise, you'll increase the likelihood of injuries and you'll increase tissue stress to the point of very, very little return. As well as that, make sure that you're training above a 6 out of 10 level of intensity. You can just go by feel with this, and that'll make sure that you're actually getting some gains from your exercise. I would also implement at times a deload week, which is when you will go to about 6 out of 10 level of intensity, and you might want to do this once out of every 6 weeks, and this will basically make sure that you're not stressing your body too hard, but that becomes more important the further into your training that you develop. So I hope that's answered your questions today. It's a bit more complicated or a bit more in-depth than just taking supplements. Obviously, you can even consume coffee or caffeine. Caffeine, as long as you're consuming less than 8 cups a day, it has no correlation to heart disease or poor health. In fact, it can actually be beneficial. It's also an antioxidant, and it can reduce the likelihood of Alzheimer's, vascular dementia, and I think cancer as well. but I'll have to look up on that. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Remember guys, if you've got any questions, all you need to do is hashtag #AskL or just DM me your questions and I'll do a personalized video response. Thank you.